I want to talk about the project that you're working on because I think it's really clever.
TitleToken.
The TitleToken. Tell us about that. I want to know, and I want our audience to understand it.
Sure. So, as I've talked to you about this before, when the title company gets involved, it's typically when escrow is open and then escrow orders title, and then title begins their process.
Correct.
So what title companies do typically before they issue a policy, they have to research the public records. But title companies realize that these various county recorder offices that they've gone into to research the records on, typically it's very fragmented, and the data is very difficult to find. It's very clunky.
Very antiquated
systems. A lot of it's paper-based. So what title companies have done is they've created their own title plant systems that mirror the county recorder's office, but they've done it in a streamlined way, digitized everything, and made it easy to search these properties.
That's awesome.
So they've done this. They've been doing this for years, and so they've streamlined it so well that they've also consolidated. So there's really two big title plant providers in the United States. One of them is DataTrace, the other one is TitlePoint, and they license this data out to other title companies so they can streamline their process too.
And that's the way it currently works in the system right now.
That's the way it currently works. And it's all siloed data, so it's all proprietary, even though anybody
public information.
Public information, and they go down to the county recorder's office and search this for themselves. They just rely on title companies because they can do it quick.
Got it. Quicker.
Yes, quicker.
Quicker, not quick, as quick as it can be.
What we're proposing with TitleToken is taking a title insurance policy, which basically outlines everything. When you look at a policy, it contains all the ownership information, the estate information, it contains the legal description, and all the matters that a title company believes affects title to the real property, any CC&Rs, easements, leases, things of that nature.
So in essence, you're like creating a property DNA in essence.
Yeah, so that's what title companies do anyway. So it's basically and everything you take exception to is what the matters that affect title to your property and someone's claiming an interest in.
Interesting.
So what we're doing is, because migrating land records to a blockchain is a very expensive and long process. I mean, where do you start migrating all those documents?
Right.
And then again, I mean, it's even if you put everything onto a blockchain, all these land record documents, there's really no incentive for people to record anything onto a blockchain.
It's a very, very good point. Right.
So what we're doing is using this title token concept to create that starting point. And title companies use this thing called starters when they research research the property to issue a title report, then eventual policy. They use these starters. So as a starting point. So they don't always have to go back to the patentee to search. If that title company has searched it in the past before, they will use that product as a starter, or they will order a similar product from another title company. And I used to do this all the time when I was starting the industry. I would, if I was working for Fidelity, I'd go, oh, First American insured that like 2 months ago. So I'd order their policy and then we'd start fresh. So we wouldn't have to go all the way back. We just
makes perfect sense.
So that's what we're doing with TitleToken. We're basically creating a title plant per property for each property owner. So it's their own little title plant that affects just their property. And then we're feeding the data in. So here's a starting point, and then it's going to build on anything that gets recorded after the date of the policy. It's going to get fed in from the county recorder's office and all these other various county offices into this title token to create a robust title plant for these individual property owners that now they can host on a marketplace. And now title companies, rather than having to research the property, they can look at a property owner's title token and go, okay, we'll agree to insure that based on here's what the terms that we'll insure it under. And then because it's transparent marketplace, you can have other title insurers look at that and agree to co-insure to eliminate or reduce their risk of exposure.
Clever.
Yeah, and so ultimately it should be able to reduce the cost of title insurance premiums for people in general, and then reduce the exposure for title companies.
And the risk.
It may eliminate jobs at the same time, because ultimately you won't necessarily need a title searcher anymore.
That's true, but like even in my industry, whenever something gets removed, something else is created.
Yes.
So it's.
And then it's a more consumer direct product, because it'll be from a title insurance company directly to the consumer.
Right.
Reduces the need for I don't use kickbacks, incentivizing realtors and loan officers to give them that business. They'll just go directly to consumer, and the consumer potentially could allow permissions to that data for like developers, investors, real estate investors. So those people don't have to go to a title company anymore. They can go directly to the
I love it.
homeowners. So there's all kinds of benefits.
It really
to this
is.
system.
I mean, you just like kind of like let your mind wrap around that idea, and it really is almost limitless of like the things that you can do with it. It's really getting it. That's
be
really
a shift
clever.
in the mindset for even title companies. I mean, and then when you think of it, because it's going directly from the title insurer to the consumer, this model, what I'm proposing, could eliminate title agencies also, because it's more consumer direct from an insurer.
But it also reduces their costs too.
Listen, there's going to be it's a shift in mindset. It's a shift in the way we do business.